In the NBA, the Field House in Indianapolis. Great place to watch a ball game, and Jimmy Butler.
Why don't you move to Indiana if you like it that much?
I'm just saying it's a great arena.
It is.
It is. It's a shrine. It's a shrine to the game of
Ernie.
basketball. It is a shrine
You got to live in Indiana, though.
to the game of basketball. I'm just saying. The shrine to the game of basketball. Welcome, everybody. American Express Halftime Report. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley. We didn't know for sure if Joel Embiid was going to play, bothered by a bad back, but he's been out there. What are you doing?
I'm putting on some cologne. You putting on some what? Cologne. Let me just say this about the Philadelphia 76ers. They've got to be the stupidest organization in the history of sports.
Why?
You got a franchise player who's got a bad back, who's injury prone, and you got him out, he can barely walk, and you got him out there playing in a regular season game. You have to be the stupidest organization.
They sat him out for a year.
Dude, he's hurt.
I'm just saying, but
Man
they
up,
sat
he
him
ain't
out.
hurt.
No, dude.
You walk on that court, you play. I don't want to hear that.
The guy's left. No, listen.
I see
They
hot.
can't be stupid. They sat him out for a year.
I see
No,
hot.
that was 2 years ago. He's played the last couple of years.
Chuck.
But I'm saying,
Chuck.
why would you gave the guy $150 million. He's got a bad back. He's clearly laboring. Why would you play him? Kenny, when you're hurt.
Does he have a mouth, Chuck? Does he have a mouth?
No, sometimes coaches and owners have to protect you from your own stupidity. There was many times I played.
I disagree with that.
Well, we can disagree. There's many times I played in a basketball game, Ernie, and I shouldn't have played.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
you
why
have
I walk like I do
And first of all,
when I go to the court.
anybody watching the game can see the guys laboring.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with the fact that you can never ask a player
Don't
who's
play
worth
then.
their salt.
Well, don't play then.
Should you play? Because they always go, well, 50% of me is better than blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you think that way. Even role players or whatever
Listen,
others.
if he's hurt, he shouldn't play.
However,
That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't call them. I would say that they've
their
been
fault.
very protective of this guy.
But this is a difference. This is a new injury. He's clearly laboring.
So he might not come out the second half, but
But why put him out there anyway? You don't take no chance with your franchise guy in the middle of the season.
Oh, no, you
listen.
you can't be soft either.
Yeah, you can't be
listen,
soft.
listen, the
You
guy
can't just take a chance.
The guy's hurt. You can
All
see
right,
him
well,
out there.
all right, now we
I
see
watched
it,
the
now
first
you're
half. The guy's hurt.
Now you're gone, but you're not. I'm not gonna have you to the point where you're soft enough to say that we can't fight through being hurt or being injured.
He is one of the American Express teammates for Philadelphia as we look at the scoring breakdown in the first half. Jimmy Butler with 13, Embiid had 9, also had 4 rebounds and 5 assists. He went 4 for 11 from the floor, and Ben Simmons is 0 for 3 from the floor. Does have 4 assists, 5 boards. And let's shift.
Ben Simmons doesn't have to score to be a good player. Like that, there's a difference. There's certain guys.
Don't you think he needs to improve his shot?
No.
Well,
I think he could. No, I think
he's a scorer.
I'm not saying
He
he
needs
doesn't
to
have
score
to.
points.
I'm not saying he doesn't need to. You're right. He could. But what makes Ben Simmons great to me is that he creates a pace for the Philadelphia 76ers that everyone can play comfortable by. He does the same things that Jason Kidd did. He does the same thing that Steve Nash, the same thing that Steph Curry does in Golden State. When they're in their game, they play at a pace that no matter what you do, they're going to play that way.
However,
that is his strength and his superpower.
However, come playoff time, that pace is going to slow down, and he's going to have to hit shots and score points.
And that's what happened to him against the
In
Celtics.
Boston, yeah,
And
in
Kenny,
Boston.
I'm going to agree with you and disagree.
Okay.
He can be a good player, not being able to shoot. He can't be a great player.
Okay.
Like, he can be a good player, but he cannot be a great player until he learns how to shoot. Because Shaq is 100% correct. Once you play against the elite defensive team, like he did against Celtics, they're going to make him score.
Let's go to Jimmy Butler while we have time. What you saw in the first half?
What's he complaining about?
Well, no, I could.
The check didn't have pictures of him.
I can understand why a guy like Jimmy Butler complains, because he's a very talented guy, and he's probably just saying to the coaching staff, "Hey, I want you to use my talents." However, me and Chuck played with a guy named Cedric Ceballos that can give you 30, 40 anytime. He never complained. This is what he did. You just move without the basketball, and then when you get the basketball, you produce. So I don't know, his plays or whether or not call, but when you get the ball and you got a high percentage shot, take it. I like how you play. I like the energy you play with. But don't complain about shots. Just move and play basketball. Cedric Ceballos, I played him for 3 years. Never, ever complain about plays. And at nights, he'll give you 30, 40, and 50. Am I right, Chuck?
And let me tell you something. I love Cedric Ceballos. And one thing Jimmy Butler has to understand, when I was a great player in Philadelphia, we sucked. And I had to score every single basket every night. It was awful. and we didn't win. Jimmy Butler is a really terrific player, but he's never won or been on a really good team. When you play with better players, other players are gonna get the ball. You get, like when I told you, Dan Marlin and Kevin Johnson, when I got those guys, it was like I had went to heaven, which I'm never going, number one.
Well, they got you, actually.
Yeah.
Because they were already there.
You know that for a fact.
Oh, it's going to be hot where I'm going, Ernie. It's going to be hot. And you know what I'm going to do some mornings? I'm going to go over to Shaq's house and wait.
You're right, Chuck.
But Jimmy has to understand, Ernie, and the Celtics are going through this right now. You get less shots when you play with better players. When you're on a bad team, you get all the shots because you're the one who sucked the least.
You might want to invest in some.
Just in case. You might need this later, yes.
Or some asbestos. Maybe you can invest in that.
You gonna come to my house, Chuck?
Hey, Shaq, get up. Let's go play golf.